So a little while back, we had the Law Society in to talk about vicarious trauma, and got some really good feedback from the members on that. So we're trying to do something a little bit different in all of our presentations. And this presentation is all about you as the members. So who we are. We're fairly young in industry, in the environment industry. The vast majority of us are in the late 30s, mid 30s to early 50s. And when we're all getting to that age where we're starting to we need to take a little bit of time to look at ourselves and say, what are we doing? What have we been doing for years? And what do we need to do with ourselves, look after ourselves a bit more? Unfortunately, more and more, we're getting more and more of our members needing to take time off for medical leaves. And that's our members and people at the ministry. So what I wanted to do is have a little tiny conversation today about what risks are out there and what we can do to prevent these medical leaves or to reduce the time and have better outcomes from them. So the first thing, our job is to protect human health and the environment. And what's defined as an acceptable risk is 1 in 100,000 people for 7 years getting sick. It's a very, very small amount of risk that we deem as acceptable. And the public are all concerned. Just look at the Cobble Hill in Victoria with filling in an old mine site. I mean, the public are really, really concerned with that. And that's what we're dealing with all day, every day. But there are much riskier situations that we deal with, every one of us, all day, every day as well. So for cancer, we have a 1 in 2 chance in our lifetime of getting cancer for the men and 1 in 3 for women. And I need to thank my HR staff for putting this together for me. Hypertension, 1 in 5. And there's a lot of privacy concerns here, but I can relate my story with this. Hypertension runs in my family. January, I wasn't feeling very well. My blood pressure was 240 over 170. So they put me in the hospital and said, we're going to make you settle down so you don't stroke out, and you have a 3-year-old that'll go on without dad. So they made me settle down, and it's $5 a month for medication, and now I spend an hour a day exercising. My blood pressure's way low. But I didn't really realize it. I didn't take the time to sit back and say, what could be affecting me, and why am I having these headaches, and why am I having these nosebleeds, and why all these different things which are out there. I had a tick box in all of them, and all my relatives have high blood pressure. High cholesterol, 1 in 8 chance. So this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with these really, really high chances. So what can we do? So there's a website that's out there. It's called It's My Life website, and it's all about stopping stuff before it starts. This one's about stopping cancer before it starts, stopping high blood pressure, stopping high cholesterol, doing some things for us, a little bit of time for us to make sure we're all here next year, the year after, the year after, the year after that. Have a look at it. It's a really good website. Some things that'll come from it. And now, I'm a civil engineer with a master's in environmental. I'm not a doctor. So this is where I am, right? So 48% of Canadians are inactive. Get out in the summer and experience some sunshines. Get out there and do some stuff, right? We're not eating enough fruit and vegetables. Anybody who lives in Vancouver should go spend a year living up north where everything's flown in, where you're eating canned stuff and meat all day long. You'll appreciate your fruits and vegetables a lot more and eat more and more of it. Besides not smoking, a good body weight really helps. Now, I am going to go there. Prostate cancer. And what are some of the signs? If you're sitting next to somebody at the next urinal and he's having an awful hard time, there's an issue there. It shouldn't be burning or pain. It shouldn't be difficulty. It should start and stop the way it's supposed to. And you shouldn't have to go all the time. So if you have these things or blood in your urine, there's something not right. And it happens gradually, so you don't all of a sudden wake up with it. But if you're standing next to your colleague, and your colleague's having a hard time next to you, and I can't say his name, but he was the one that told me about it. He was going through prostate cancer. One of our members who's no longer a member before. And he had all these signs, and he had a hard time of it, so it was not good. Now, if I'm going to go there with the guys, I'm going to go there with the girls. Breast cancer. It's very important. In my family, we've had some breast cancer issues. There's the gene that's there. Be aware. There's lots of things that we can do to reduce the risk factors, and if it happens, to get out there and get checked and get it taken care of right away. Keep up with your screening, keep up with the risk factors, and live a healthy lifestyle, and get checked, because we all would rather you here than not here. The ultimate message, what I would like everybody to do between now and the next PD session, go see your family doctor. Talk about your history, talk about your risk factors, and start taking some of these preventative measures. Get the testing done. Some of them are rather unpleasant, but it's for a reason. And from some of our members who are now like fighting the fight of their lives, they'll tell you the earlier you get it, the better off you are. We want to prevent stuff, and let's check back in November. Let's check back with your neighbor. Just have a quick conversation. Make sure that they've gone to talk to their doctor and they have a preventative measure in place. So on that note, and having gone there, and thank you very much for my HR department for doing this for me, let's talk about some scholarships for some younger people.
Well, thank you very much, Peter, for that sobering note. My doctor told me not to show up for another 2 years because I've been too often in the last couple. But it's my pleasure today to offer our scholarships to some deserving members of the university community. Every year, CSAP awards $5,000 scholarships to individuals in either engineering or science on research related to contaminated sites. And this year we have 4 scholarships, and I understand we have the 4 winners in the corner there, and I'd ask if you'd each come up here, and I'm going to get the names wrong for some of you, but if you could come up and just sort of stand out in front here, and then when we go through the slides, I'll introduce you and give you your award. So we have Matthew Beveridge, Constanza Nicolo del Ruhr-Eilurtz, and I apologize for the pronunciation, Laura Desonoy, and Robin Pierce. Yep, just come on up here. And so first here, I'd like to introduce Matthew Beveridge, if you could come up here. Matthew is in civil geoenvironmental engineering at UBC, and he's working on, I'll just read this off because I'm not going to ask Matthew to explain what this means, but he's looking at treatment options for precursor compounds of, those nasty PFASs, which we're going to have to deal with come November 1st, and looking at remediation technologies. A challenging issue and very timely. So Matthew, congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce Laura. Pardon me if I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly. Desonoy. So Laura's working on, she's with doing an MSc at Simon Fraser in geochemistry, characterizing residuals or byproducts from selenium-rich wastewater. That's good. Selenium's another hot topic, and it will be after November 1st still, too. So thank you.
Thank you.
And then Robin Pierce. She's doing a master's in resource environmental management at Simon Fraser on the fate and effects of hydrophobic organic contaminants in the aquatic environment, including development of Bayesian decision analysis tools. Ooh, that's pretty hot topic. Congratulations. And then finally we have Constanza Nicolau. I won't say the rest of it. And she's doing a PhD at UBC in hydrogeology, one of my favorite topics. And she's been using bioelectrical systems to remediate hydrocarbons in reducing environments. The little I know about this, talk with Roger Becky, did you know when you have a reducing environment in the downstairs and an aerobic environment in the upstairs, you can actually create an electrical potential. I know UBC's been at so I think Penn State. Anyways, exciting new stuff. Congratulations. Thank you all. And now I guess we'll be breaking for lunch. Thanks. There you go.